What is up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we will be detailing the Volkswagen Polo Sedan. Now I promised you in the previous video that I would show you the before and after of this transformation, so let's get right into it. And before that I want to just tell you I don't think this car has been polished to the level that I have before, so let's just get right in. The first thing I like to do is to start with the wheels. With every detail, I think this is the number one step to do because it's always the dirtiest part of the car anyway. And once you're happy with the progress, you can start with washing down the car. And my soap of choice here, or shampoo rather, is the Optimum Car Wash. I like it for its lubricity and cleaning power, and I find that the gloss levels tend to be really on the high side after the wash, so I have stuck with it ever since. Also, before you make physical contact with the car, make sure to rinse it down first so you remove all the loose dirt. My method with washing car is always a top-down approach, so you start with the roof and then you move on to the glass and all the way down. This will eliminate chances of scratching the paintwork. Now, one thing I really want to point out is that Volkswagen cars have this very unique approach to welding the roof. So they weld the underside, so the rain channel looks really good here. It doesn't have that rubber strip that a lot of cheaper cars tend to have. So that just makes it a little bit more premium in my opinion. And another expert tip here is when you wash your car, make sure to reach into one of those harder to reach gaps, because I think this is the places where a lot of car wash centers tend to skip on, so it just accumulates dirt over time. And while you're at it, you should also make sure you clean the door jambs. Look at this guys, if you don't clean the door jambs, it's gonna be so ugly. You don't want this after a fresh car wash. And once we're done with the car wash process, we can then proceed to chemical and physical decontamination. My weapon of choice here is the CarPro Iron Axe, iron remover, and their Claim It. This method is something that I picked up from one of Pan the Organizer's most recent videos. And while it may look like I'm applying pressure here, I assure you I was just letting the cloth glide, and it really does work wonders. As you can see here, you can see the iron dissolved, and this is evident in the purple residue that you see on the bonnet. So this is what terrible paint looks like. There are swirls all over the paint, and with improper wash this could happen, and you know, this being a 10-year-old car, it's going to accumulate scratches anyway. It's even worse here on black panels. So before polishing, I make it a habit to just tape off any rubber trims because I don't want the orbital polisher to pick up on the black stuff. You know, that's going to be nasty. It is also good practice for you to section out a small area of a car just to get a grasp of the car's paint hardness level. If you do this right, you're going to save a lot of time in the paint correction process. So it's a good habit, I suppose. And as you can see here, after going about a minute and a half, you can see the results. I would say that I've taken out maybe at least 80% of the swirl marks here, and you can just see this is the area that I didn't work on, and the swirls are just insane compared to this small square that I have taped out. Once I'm happy, I'll just apply the same process throughout the entirety of the car. This took me the better part of maybe 6 to 8 hours because the paint on this car was ridiculously hard. And just let me show you again a before and after section. So this area here is after one pass, and this area above it, I have not touched yet, and it looks like you can tell, right? The before and after. If you can't, let me show you what I mean. Here on the C pillar, you can see the left section is where I've worked on, and the right side is yellowed, oxidized clear coat. You don't want that. That's ugly. And if you really cannot tell, this is, I guess, the best way of showing you the before and after. It's super swirled on the left, and on the right, it is, I would say, maybe 90% restored. This is what we're trying to achieve. I also wanted to show you this specific area of the car where you have like black etching on the clear coat caused by bird dropping. It's very easily removed. Actually, it took me maybe 5 seconds. So yeah. As for harder to reach areas, I went by hand because I don't have a machine small enough to go through these areas. And with the same Meguiar's 105 compound, these came off very easily. So I was quite pleased with that. This section of the door took a lot of work because, oh man, the amount of pressure I had to apply just to get it off was quite intense, I have to say. But you know, all in a day's work. I also went through this area by hand, and the difference, I have to say, is astonishing. This blew my mind. Once I'm happy with the correction process, I wipe the entire car down with a paint prep. This removes the paint from polishing oil residue and preps it so that the coating that I will apply now will adhere properly and last optimally, I would say. The coating that I'm going for is this Turtle Wax Graphene Flex Wax. It's pretty new, it's one of the latest products, and I was intrigued. I spent almost $200 on this bottle, and I decided to only go over the car with just one coating to see how long it would last, and just to check gloss level and water beading. And of course, I'll show you the water test right at the end of this video, so stay tuned. And this is basically how I like to apply the product. You spritz maybe 2 or 3 spritz onto the sponge or the applicator pad and just go over it in a crosshatch pattern. Just take your time with this. This is the most enjoyable process after detailing the car, you know. According to Turtle Wax, there's no curing time involved, so once you've applied, just wait for it to flash over and just immediately wipe it down. If you've got high spots, just take a damp microfiber cloth to it and just remove it and buff it off with a clean new dry cloth. It's fairly simple, I would say. Whether or not it's worth the 200 bucks, I think it is, because you can apply it multiple times on a lot of cars. Actually, you don't have to use a lot of product. And this will last you many years, I believe, if you have even 2 cars at home. And just to give you guys a closer look, and this is actually how I apply it. You can see the product being worked on, and just note the before and after. The gloss levels actually looked visibly better once I wipe it off. Just take a look here. It looks pretty good. I have to say I'm very happy with the gloss levels, and I'll show you a bit of that right after I show you what I've done to the interior. Now, I took this off camera because I was really eager to work on the faded plastic. This looks so bad, and just see what happens after a coat of protectant. The plastic looks black, like it's rejuvenated, and it looks brand new. This is exactly why car detailing is so therapeutic for me. And you can just see this section, the before after, and it's properly coated. I also cleaned the engine bay a little bit because I don't think it's been cleaned ever. So after applying the Turtle Wax Graphene Flex Wax, I let the car cure and sit overnight. They say it's best to leave it out for 24 hours, not put water to it. And this is what it looks like, guys. It's so glossy. Even on a white car, I was very happy with the results. And I can tell you, every time I take a look at this car, it just feels very rewarding. Like I achieved what I set out to do, you know. Hi kitty. Okay, anyway, again, the gloss levels, I'm not kidding, I was very happy with it. And the door gems as well, I went through this by hand and it looks really nice. I mean, I went through it by hand polishing. The B pillars, these are plastics by the way, on the Polo Sedan at least, came out looking really good. And this is the driver side door sill, completely clean. A general shot of the interior just to show you the after. Again, I'm sorry I didn't take enough footage of the cleaning, but you know, I was really pressed for time and I had a lot of other things to do, so I guess you can enjoy with this, yeah? And now for the water test. Just to remind you again, this is after 24 hours, which is what a lot of car detailers recommend you let the product cure for. And the water beading is actually very decent. It's not the most aggressive water beading characteristics that I have experienced with car care products, but this is right up there, you know. What's more important to me is I wonder how long this product will last. It's been maybe, I would say, a month plus or 2 months ever since I've done this correction process, I would say, this detailing process, and the product is actually holding up pretty well, except for areas where, you know, it has been receiving a lot of sunshine and rain. Then maybe it doesn't bead as well as this, but for vertical sections like what you're about to see here, it is practically identical. Like the water beading performance is still the same way as it is 2 months later, so I have no problems perhaps believing that the product can last between 6 to 9 months in humid and thunderstormy Malaysian weather. So overall, 200 bucks well spent in my opinion. The best thing about this Turtle Wax Graphene Flex Wax, I would say, is the gloss levels. It looks really good. It makes the paint pop. It really feels like it gives the paint another level of luster, shine, and gloss. So I think if you are looking to buy a new product, just want to play around, it is definitely worth the money in my opinion. And I just want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will sign off by showing you how the product performs in the rain. So here you go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am sorry if I took my time with this video, but there's been a lot of things going on lately. But you can look forward to more videos. Let me know what you want me to put up, and I'll see to it and see what can be done. Until then, thank you so much for watching, guys. See you in the next video, hopefully, and see you guys soon.